There's more evidence today that the UK housing market is cooling once again. The Council of Mortgage Lenders says bank and building society loans in November fell by 9% to just under £17 billion compared with October. Well, property expert Henry Pryor is here with me. It's a good thing, do you think it's slowing down? Because house prices are so high in many parts of the country.
Well, we started 2014, didn't we, with talk of a housing bubble, and certainly in London and parts of the southeast we've seen double-digit house price inflation through 2014, but that hasn't been the case everywhere, as you rightly say, and the coalition government tackled that with the rather blandly named Mortgage Market Review in the spring, which was there set up to try and dampen down enthusiasm for credit and the availability of credit, which is, at the end of the day, what drives house prices on a year-to-year basis.
Because the thing is, a lot of people simply can't afford to get onto the housing ladder.
Well, we have to remember, of course, the housing good news stories are only one side of the housing coin. On the other side, as you rightly say, we've got a third of the population now in either social or private rented property, and we are clearly, demonstrably, not building enough new properties to meet current, let alone future demands. Two of the main three political parties aspire to build 200,000 new homes at the end of the next Parliament, but that won't make up for the deficit that we've been building over the last decade and a half. So that is something that politicians need to try and answer, bearing in mind, of course, that the electorate famously would, whilst acknowledging that we need more new houses built, never want them built near them.
It does seem surprising, doesn't it, given the fact that we knew years ago that there was a housing shortage, that the three main parties are talking about aspiring to build 200,000 homes at the end of the next Parliament. These delays that the main political parties keep introducing for major policies that need to perhaps be acted on now, some people would say.
Well, most housing professionals regard us as being in the middle of a national housing crisis, and part of that is this drought of new build properties that are required. We have to remember that the political solution is incredibly difficult for all parties. If I was to come knocking on your door in 140 days' time at the general election saying my sole purpose, my only policy is to build more homes, unfortunately one of the implications of that is going to be that we're going to probably spoil the view from your house, and inevitably, by definition, we're going to devalue your property. Can I count on your vote? Probably not. And that's one of the big dilemmas that politicians face. The housing market remains the biggest single threat, according to the government and according to the Treasury, to the prosperity of the UK. Most people, of course, who own homes would like to see that value stabilise or increase gently, but there are an awful lot of people who would like to see that cost come down and it become more affordable.
Henry, thank you very much for that. Henry Pryor there.